What is up YouTube, and welcome to this Game of Thrones video. So if you're new to the channel, please drop a like and a subscribe down below if you do enjoy the video. And do check us out on Twitch. We are streaming more than ever on Twitch with @Superheronexus. We're currently rotating Shemnu, Dead by Daylight, and trying to play some Persona and Smash as well on Twitch, as well as chatting, pretty much what we do here. But Game of Thrones, wow, I didn't actually do a video on the last episode because I don't think I had time. I think I did. I can't remember if I did do a video on it or not. It's been a hectic week. But that episode was incredibly divisive, to say the absolute least. It wasn't the best episode. I didn't kind of not enjoy it. It was a fun watch. It's just the fact that it seems like they're wrapping up the story just a bit too fast, in my opinion. And at the moment, it just doesn't feel like the old Game of Thrones. The fact that they fast traveled to and from the capital and things like that, that in previous episodes allowed a lot of time for characterization. For example, Catelyn Stark and Tyrion going up to the Eyrie, that allowed for some insight into Tyrion's mindset and allowed us to know that, well, it wasn't actually him who went to try and kill Brandon Stark. But now we have real things happen. Plot beats happen very quickly. Things that would take a whole season to set up, like the Battle of Winterfell and the attack on King's Landing. Both those battles would have a whole season preceding up to it. But we've got two season finale or penultimate episodes in one season. So that's the real shame here that this has happened. But many of you are wondering, or who will survive this, or the finale. But what is interesting is that Jaime Lannister, well, he might be alive. Now, while we saw the rocks fall on them, we never actually saw the bodies. And what is curious is that, well, every single episode, or major death in an episode, has had a death poster and has had the cast commiserate everyone who has died. And we had that with Melisandre. She had, Melisandre, sorry, have tributes to her. Theon also had tributes to him as well. Many others. But the cast haven't mourned or done a tribute to Jaime Lannister, which is really interesting because he may still actually be alive. And he may play a part in my upcoming theory. Now, what is interesting as well is that, well, have we seen the prince who was promised? Have we seen Azor Ahai? Many of us thought we had. Personally, I thought we had. I thought we had seen good old Arya Stark. She was the prince who was promised, and, well, she was the one to end the Great Dark. But as we found out last episode, the great enemy really is Daenerys Targaryen. The Targaryens, the Mad Queen, and finally they will put an end to the Targaryens' tyranny, and arguably it has been tyranny, because they invaded Westeros thousands of years ago, only for everyone to fall under their will because Aegon the Conqueror was an absolute Chad. However, the question here is, who actually is Azor Ahai? We are in the endgame now here with the final episode, and really we haven't seen him. Now, Arya Stark, like I said, killed the Night King, us thinking that was it. But now we have a new threat, and she used the cat's paw dagger. She never actually used Lightbringer, and we never had the flaming sword, which was really, really curious there. So, who is the prince who was promised? Now, the big part here is the fact that Jon Snow has been revealed to be a Targaryen. He is a prince. And Melisandre thought that he would be the prince who was promised. But he didn't kill the Night King. However, he will end the threat and put some peace towards Westeros here, which is pretty awesome. So with that in mind, what is happening? Well, it seems like or at least I had forgotten about Nissa. Nissa was the Azor Ahai's wife, and he plunged his sword into her heart, creating the Lightbringer sword. Now, Figuratively, that could happen next, because he will actually plunge his sword, or Jon Snow plunge his sword into the heart of Daenerys, creating a Lightbringer which will bring light to Westeros. So Westeros will have a light all around it, and the threat is no longer there, because we now have a king who doesn't want to sit on the Iron Throne, which means he has no idea about having ego or anything like that. He just wants the best for all of the people in the entirety of Westeros. The North will not separate from the Seven Kingdoms, because he will sit on the throne. The Northman will be the king for the first time. Now that is very curious there. Will he actually kill Daenerys? That's just my theory, and I think it probably will happen, because she finally has done what her father wanted to do, and that was burn them all. She burnt the entirety of King's Landing. So the fact that she's burnt them all, and we saw the dragon fire, the kind of wildfire burn, which her father set up to do as well, and Jaime Lannister stopped as well. Now the idea as well, Jaime Lannister could be the prince who was promised, but Jon Snow has a better claim to it, because he is actually a prince. And throughout the season, or the show, he came back to life, and everyone thought that he would be him. And finally, he will be it. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. Please drop a like and subscribe. Please do follow us on Twitch as well, Superheronexus there. And I'll see you soon, and goodbye.